Assalamualaikum and hi, greetings to Ms. Zuriani. I am Nik Nazifah Balkis and we will be presenting the promotional material. The company that we chose is Dialog Group Berhad. Dialog Group Berhad operates as a holding company and was established and commenced operations in Taman Mayang, Petaling Jaya, Malaysia in 1984. The company is a leading integrated technical services provider to the upstream, midstream, and downstream sectors in the oil, gas, and petrochemical industry. Dialog Group Berhad mission is to be the leading integrated technical service provider to the energy sector in Malaysia and internationally. Their mission is we shall honor our commitment to quality and timely job completion as well as unfailing protection of health, safety and the environment. The Dialog Group Berhad has a rules that need to be followed which are called D rules. It is an initiative from Dialog to minimize the risk of harm in visions to achieve zero harm working environment. These rules are to be complied mandatorily. The rules contains where each work will not be carried out until risk assessment is preceding all work, risk assessment is secure, energy is isolated via logout, tagout, tryout, confined space entry is authorized, deactivation or overriding of safety devices is authorized, working at high rule is compiled, approved PPE is used, no entry lifting zone is established, road traffic safety rules are observed, and lastly, mobile equipment is checked and authorized. Moving on to overview of selected safety practice. Performance management of health, safety and the environment is a crucial business priority at Dialog and it is reflected in our behavior and workplace culture. The aim is for the environment we work in and the health and safety of those who work for the Dialog Group to be unaffected. Our greatest satisfaction comes from seeing each other after a day of hard labor and return to our families in the same level of health and physical fitness. And the issues related to selected safety practice or workers are always at dangers for slips, trips and falls due to weather, offshore conditions and the equipment required to extract minerals. And working at heights carries a significant risk for oil and gas companies. Most accidents of this nature occur as employees go about their regular duties.
So I will continue the presentation about importance of selective safety practice. First is resonate through safety best practice to assure a safe work environment. Secondly is to re-evaluate safety programs and behavior to address worker safety issue more effectively. And lastly, to reduce the rate of injuries and accident happen. So, employees should receive training on managing job dangers, safety, reporting accidents and emergency procedure. Enforce the wearing of safety gear such as hard helmet, gloves and shoes at all times while working to further help prevent workplace accident. So next is procedure of selective safety practice. Find out what kinds of plant and equipment are being used, such as make a list of all the plant is being utilized, include any inspection or maintenance requirement, including the frequency any kind. Next is hazard identification and risk assessment. There are four, which are identify the risk, assessing the risk, controlling the risk, and lastly, monitor and reviewing the process. So, there are four procedures of selective safety practice, which are controls, training, registration of plan, and record keeping. Controls should be developed for any high or medium hazard to lower the risk. A hierarchy of control should be used, all control that are taken into consideration. Next is training. Training is utilize the plan or equipment safety to aware of any risk and danger. All workers who are likely to be exposed to those risks must get the necessary information and training. Thirdly is registration of plan. In order to the WHS regulation, some plans components must be registered. For example, lift, mobile cranes, tower cranes, and vehicle hoists. And lastly is record keeping. Record keeping is meant that all necessary paperwork is keep up to date, including record, training logs, safe operating procedure, and risk assessment. Record must be preserved for a minimum for 5 years. So there is a dialog plantation Senderan Berhad.